Welcome to the North York Moors, more specifically the Cinder Track near a village called Cloughton. Right, so I'm here with my friend Stevo. Say hello, Stevo.
Howdy.
We've packed the bikes this time. Rather than walking, we've decided we've never done bike packing before. Let's throw some kit on a bike and let's spend 3 days riding around the North York Moors. So we've got a very rough route planned and it starts here. We're going to head down the Cinder Track towards Scarborough and then off and up and over the moors, and at the moment the weather's beautiful, so I'm going to keep the fingers crossed, but we'll see what happens over the next few days. Let's do this. Welcome back. So that's the first big incline out of the way. We rode down the Cinder Track to Scarborough, and then just before we hit the town centre we've headed off up the hill, and from now on we're going to be heading up and over, down and round, and we're going to find a camp spot for tonight. We're going to go through some woodland later on, so there should be plenty of opportunity. In my bag at the front here, the Alp kit bag, I've got my bivvy, tarp and things like that. Stevo's got his bivvy, so we'll find somewhere just before it gets dark. That is a lot steeper than it looks, honest. So that was the second major incline out of the way. Quite a beast actually. There was no point riding up that. I'm not ashamed to say that we pushed for about 10 minutes of that. But it looks like we're getting up onto the top of the moors now, into the forest, into the forestry land here, and over the next few hours we'll probably look for somewhere to pitch. So we're now at Dalby Bike Barn, and we've ridden through the forest, through the forestry plantation and down a really steep hill. Exhilarating. But we're going to use the facilities here, nip to the shop as well, and also top up the water supplies. So we're pushing up into the village of Levisham now. Oh, I tell you what, I think there's a pub at the top. Might be time for a celebratory ale. Oh. Welcome back. So it's around about 9 o'clock. We arrived at the Horseshoe Inn in Levisham at around about 5:30, and as you do, we ordered a quick beer. One thing led to another. We were too busy planning the route. It had been raining for the last 2 hours anyway. There was a nice log fire. We were planning tomorrow's adventure, and yeah, this is basically me saying that we've booked rooms. They had single rooms available, so it was too inviting. I mean, log fire people, and the food was really nice, it really was. So tomorrow's plan so far is to head towards Goathland, and when we leave here in the morning we'll be heading across Levisham Moor towards the Hole of Horcum, down to Goathland, weaving around towards Whitby, and then let's see what happens from there. But yeah, it's a really good find, this, the Horseshoe Inn at Levisham, and yeah, it's good. Okay, so I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now. Good morning, welcome back. Welcome back to Levisham in the North York Moors. And it's quite a nice morning actually. Rather cold, but I'm sure once we get on the way on the bikes, we'll start to warm up. So I cannot praise this place enough, the Horseshoe Inn at Levisham. They stored our bikes overnight, looked after us really well, and like I said last night, log fire and some nice ales. Okay, so it's time to get on it. Welcome back. So we've just crossed Levisham Moor and we're now at the top of the Hole of Horcum. It's very impressive. So it's time to tackle the road. I've got a road bike, but I'm not a road rider at all. I made that decision within the first few weeks of having a road bike, commuting to work and almost getting hit. Yeah, I'm more of a trails guy, definitely. Let's do it. Welcome to Goathland, or Aidensfield. Partly made famous by the Heartbeat TV series that was on. But, it gets quite busy, but it's nice and peaceful today. So I think we're going to have a quick drink here at the Aidensfield Arms, or the Goathland Hotel, and then move on towards Beck Hole, and then round towards Whitby. Oh, this could be a two-handed operation, I think. We're just saying that it would have been nice to camp here. We've just dropped down into the valley now near Grossmont, and after Goathland we headed down to Beck Hole and then the rather steep climb out of the valley. It's one of those where you have to do switchbacks up the hill. It was pretty steep. But yeah, that was a really exhilarating ride down there. The road was quite slippery though. So, and you know what? I did ride through there. I'll show you it now, but I had the camera zoomed in, so it's not going to look very good. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So here we are on the viaduct, back on the Cinder Track, and we're heading towards Whitby. In the background there's the Abbey, and we're just waiting, or awaiting, the arrival of the steam train.
through where you want, but
So we've made it back down to sea level, and we're in Whitby. So as you do, you've got to have chips. So we've had chips, and then we're probably going to go and get a pint somewhere, I think, before we ride over the hill to Robin Hood's Bay. That's not a bad view from a campsite. Welcome back. We are in Robin Hood's Bay, more specifically the Hook House Farm campsite, and just back there is the Flying Diamond. Well, we pitched the tarp anyway, the bivvies and stuff like that are inside, and we fashioned a shelter, and I think we're going to get freshened up and it might be time to wander down into Robin Hood's Bay. So the tide's all the way in. Couldn't resist the wander down. Time for a swift ale, I think. Everything that's happened is... Welcome back to Robin Hood's Bay and to the Hook House Farm campsite. Last night, well, it was an interesting night anyway. It was very, very windy and it rained quite a lot. I had to get out a couple of times to re-peg the shelter in different ways so it wasn't flapping too much, but I did sleep in the end. You sleep, Stevo?
a little bit.
A little bit. So we're taking shelter in the little cookhouse here, and going to get coffee, breakfast, and then get on the way to Cloughton. So around about 10.5 miles, so shouldn't be too long, but it is raining, so we'll see how much filming we can do. Cannon is safely in the bag. It's definitely a GoPro day today, I think. Time to fill up the water bottles and get on the way. Let's do it. So this is day 3 on the bikes. I'm quite surprised actually. It's not massively comfortable in the seating position, if you get me. How's the rear end, Stevo? Stinging? Yeah. Ribbons. Not for the first time. Cinder Track. So we've left Robin Hood's Bay, and the first climb is up towards Ravenscar. So I've never done the Cinder Track before, so I'm not quite sure how steep it is. Ray and I did walk up to Ravenscar and then down towards Cloughton with a camp overnight earlier this year. So we're almost at Ravenscar now, but as we're passing, I thought it'd be rude not to stop and take a picture. That's not a bad view at all, that. Awesome. Up that way. We've reached the top. In theory, according to View Ranger anyway, in the elevation profile, it's downhill all the way home now to Cloughton. But we'll see. Windy. Downhill, but Looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We've made it. We're back in Cloughton. So that's a really enjoyable 3 days, like 2.5 days really. The first day was quite short. Yesterday was really enjoyable, and today was only just over 10 miles. But we've had a great time, and we kind of did this just to see if we like bike packing before we start spending money on all the kit and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed it. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, it's been really good.
It's been good. Okay, so as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. If you've watched this far, I appreciate it, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.